Hi everybody, Dr. Z here. So today, instead of giving you a posture exercise, I wanted to give you a little bit of context and information about why I work the way that I do, why I'm so obsessed with posture, and what specifically I'm looking at and why. So let me start with some basic anatomy and embryology, the development of the human form. So when we are born, we all come into the world with a spine that's shaped more or less like this, and you'll know what I mean if, when I say fetal position. You'll notice there's just one big curve in the spine, all balled up, right? And usually within the first few hours to the first couple of days, for sure, under normal development, a baby starts to become curious about the world and start to look around. And that process of becoming curious about the world, looking around, engaging with the outside, begins to form a curve at the top of the spine. And that curve begins to take on this shape. Okay? See, rounds. This is the front of the spine. This is the back of the spine. That's the base of the skull. Okay? So the baby, in the process of engaging with the world around it, becoming curious about the world, develops this curve in the spine. After a little while, though, just being curious about what's out there isn't enough to satisfy. And so through crawling and then later through walking, a second curve begins to form in the spine, and that's down here. And this curve happens like this. This probably looks familiar now, right? Low curve, mid curve, high curve. Okay? So this curve in the spine forms again when the baby begins to crawl and then walk, get its own feet under it. So this isn't just structural physical, this is neurological process that happens. And part of the neurological process that happens has to do with the engagement of the mind outside of itself. What the hell am I talking about? What I mean is the baby becomes engaged and interested and starts to look around and become curious about what's going on and not just in itself. Okay? So the loss of this curve, which is one of the major things that I'm looking to correct and to treat, and you can see that from some of the images that are up on my website. I'll flash a couple here. The loss of this curve starts to produce a personality change, a dampening of engagement, of interest, of enthusiasm about what's happening out there. And it turns into a little bit of like, doesn't really matter. Okay. A change in this curve, this lower curve, can often result in personality changes that have to do with a loss of drive, a loss of participation, a loss of interest in affecting the world. This is about, let me look at what's happening in the world. This is about, let me do something about it. Let me go over to it and participate. Let me change it, right? So distortions in this part of the spine can either result in personality changes that look like over-ambition and drive that's destructive, and I think we've all seen and know people like this, or a dampening of drive. When my lumbar spine was really distorted, not that long ago, about a year ago, my general attitude towards my practice was, well, I guess it's good enough. I don't really need to do anything about it. And that was sort of true of my whole life. They're like, it's fine how it is. I don't really need to change it. As my lumbar curve has healed and has come back into alignment with itself as I've gotten really good chiropractic care, my ability to say, you know, the way that this works right now isn't quite good enough, and I have the capacity and the drive to change it. So again, we all start in this perfect C. We develop interest and engagement. We develop participation and capacity and drive. We always have the ability to inspire and expire, right? So this is inspiration and expiration. And that's always on board. But changes here can start to distort that experience too. And we just can't draw breath fully, and we can't feel breathless. Okay? So that's what really excites me about the work that I do. It's not just changing the structure of the posture so that you're not in pain. That's great. I love getting people out of pain because it's so much easier to be out in the world, living your life, doing fun things, doing the things that matter to you when your whole body isn't hurting. But even more than that is this neurological response, this feeling of I am excited and interested in the world, and I am empowered to make change in my life and the lives of others because I have the drive and ambition and determination and ability to just stand on my own 2 feet. Right? So that's what I'm excited about changing. If you're excited about changing that too, give me a call, send me a personal message or a text message. I'm always happy to meet new people who are interested in changing their health for the better and are interested in the mind-body connection. And nothing says mind-body like the brain, the spinal cord, and the spine. So that's it for today. I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or send me an email. Ciao.